Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Drew. This is JustAGuyLinux and this is a video on notes. Last week on the Linux cast, we did a tier list of note-taking applications. Zettlr ended up with a B between the three of us. Now, I think I gave it a better grade than in B because about 2 years ago, I did a video talking about Zettlr and comparing it to other Markdown applications, and I said that Zettlr was my favorite. Now, without question, I have not kept using Zettlr, but this week, after the podcast and everything, I decided I was going to give it a second look. After the podcast, I recognized one thing was very clear. I had not been taking notes like I used to. One of the things that was a problem was that I converted all my notes into a wiki. So if you are interested, I just kind of reworked it a bit. It's called JustAGuy.wiki, but it is not really set up to add notes the way I like to add notes. So I just stopped, basically. Now, many of you are going to call me out and go, Drew, what about butter notes? You just did a video on butter notes not very long ago. And what's going on with that? Yeah, it's still there. It's still part of my workflow. But I think I need something a little bit more, I don't know, sophisticated. So I went back and I looked at Obsidian again and Logseek and Many Notes and Trillium and Joplin and Notesnook. And actually, Joplin and Notesnook were probably the closest to what I wanted. But something was kind of calling out to me about Zettlr. Now, even 2 years ago, there was an Electron app image and there was a downloadable deb package. I went with the deb package again. We're at version 4.2, I believe. It is open source. It is native Markdown. And it does have this kind of internal wiki links, which was really I don't know that it was a must-have, but this was a nice feature. In fact, let me go over, is it here? Nope, it's not, sorry. It's right here. And if you're looking at Zettlr.com download, you can see that this deb package right here, or this app image, will work just fine. There's also apparently a FlatHub. So let's go back over here. Along with these things here, there was some other perks. And I have a TrueNAS storage that I use all the time for most of my work. You know, actually I use the para method, and maybe we'll talk about that on a different video. But I wanted to basically create this is a mirrored storage on my TrueNAS scale. And it simply is a notes directory that also is going to a private Codeberg repo as a backup. So it's not just here, but it's also being synchronized with Codeberg. Now, I could have done this a couple different ways. I could have simply, because I do have my own instance of Forgeo, which I could have used, but I thought that since that actually resides on my TrueNAS scale, that would have been a single point of failure. And so I thought, you know what? Codeberg is the better solution. Okay, let's go back to Workspace 2. And I've closed the sample workspace, and I'm going to open a new workspace. This one just happens to be on this TrueNAS scale in my resources notes directory. I'm going to go ahead and select this. And let's also go over and change the preferences, appearance. There's lots of different ways to do this. I'm just going to go with this one and then turn on dark mode. And let's just go with that for now. Okay. Now I got to this place pretty quickly. And Zettlr is awesome, but it's the stuff behind the scenes that really makes this stuff go. So if I go over here, I'm just going to show you this real quick. This is an SMB directory on my TrueNAS scale, and this is what mounts it to my local drive. So I've got this, I created this directory called TrueNAS, And in my FS tab, I have this line. Okay, obviously it's not the correct line because, you know, my password isn't password and so on. Okay, but you get the idea that this, you know, when you're booting up and this line is in your FS tab, it mounts your SMB on your TrueNAS scale to a local directory. At this point, everything is great because everything is on a mirrored NAS. And so anything that I put here hopefully is pretty safe. Now, the other thing is, as we talked about very briefly, I'm also using Codeberg as a private backup off-site. The one thing that I also wanted, though, was a web clipper. Now, here's the cool thing. I found this extension for Firefox. By the way, I'm in the Zen browser currently. Now, if you're asking, does it work on Chrome? Yes, the answer is yes. This is the Chrome extension, and I'll put links into both of these in the description below. But let's go back over here. And when I go into preferences, there are some changes that I made, okay? This is obviously one of them. This is not kind of like what it has out of the box. And then I added this inbox. I removed a few things from this front matter template and just left it very simple with these two items, created and a source, okay? Make sure that this is checked on, append front and back template, even though there is no back matter template. And then I wanted to also make sure that, where is it? I must have missed it. Context, right there. I make sure that enable context menus. Okay, cool. Now, I didn't want my web clipper stuff to go to the downloads directory with everything else. So that made no sense at all. And for me to link it between my notes and the downloads, we create a symbolic link. Now, actually, it's on the next page. So you're not actually creating an inbox directory in downloads. You're simply creating a symbolic link between the place that you want in your notes to receive all the web clipper information, all the web clips, if you will, and then I'm just saying, okay, anything within this, let's just say directory, is going to end up in your notes in this spot. Okay, so what does it look like in practice? Well, if you're looking at your, I'm using TrueNAS here. If you're looking at your file manager and you are in the downloads directory, you're going to see this symbolic link, and that's because we ran this command. So this is going to be equal to this 0 inbox. Now, if I come over to the location of our Zettlr, anything that's going to be web clipped is going to go in this very top box, this 0 underscore inbox. So let's do that. Let's go over to Zen, which is our Firefox browser, and I'm looking at JustAGuy.wiki, and I want to go ahead and copy everything here. And if I right click, I can go down to Markdown Web Clipper, and say download selection as Markdown. Okay, and I'm going to do that, and whoop, it goes, and it shows up as this. Okay, and it just, there it is actually. And so you have this now in your inbox, and you can do whatever you want with it. The other thing is, actually, you know what? Let's go over here so that we do this on Chrome as well. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and highlight this and say, actually, you know what? Let's do that. I'm selected it, and then I'm going to go over here, and I can say selected text or entire document and hit download. And it goes ahead and downloads it. And now I've got two things in my inbox that I collected from the web, And now I can do whatever I want with it, including, copying it and pasting it into a completely different document. So that is what the web clipper does, this markdown web clipper. It's fantastic, okay? Everything else pretty much performs the way you would think it to. So if I go up to notes, right, and I say new directory, okay, and I say NAS, okay, and then I say, well, this my setup is part of my NAS directory. I'm just going to, actually I can just pull it down here and throw it there, and now it's actually in that directory. So if I go over here, if I go over here, you'll see, let me reload. Okay, now you'll see this new directory, NAS, and it just so happens that that markdown file is now part of the notes NAS directory. Let's go back over. All right, the last thing I wanted to mention is that I like the way this looks. I don't have a problem with this. I would kind of like to have maybe a different green, and I'm sure there is definitely a way to do that. But let's go ahead, because you do have an option to change CSS. It has at the very bottom of this appearance, Open CSS Editor. And I'm just going to throw in something that AI built. I don't know that I will use this. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I won't. But I do want to demonstrate that for you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't use this at all. So let's stop there and copy. Did it copy? Okay, and there. And let's just say save. Okay, wow, that changed quite a bit. Let's go back over here. Wow, the fonts changed significantly. The background color changed. Everything changed kind of like for, you may say for the better. I don't know. I'm not sure about this. So, leave a comment. Leave a comment if you say, yeah, that looks good to me. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.